Christine Thomas. We have been doing art together for a long time.
Yes, we have.
And I feel like I know you pretty well, but I bet you we're going to learn some new stuff today.
Mm-hmm.
You teach, you're an art teacher
I'm an
by
art
trade,
teacher.
but you're also an amazing watercolor artist.
Thank you.
And you love watercolor. So anybody that doesn't know, Southern California, we kind of control the watercolor world to a point. People here just love watercolors. And I think you pick the perfect subjects to paint that create the watercolors best, and that's flowers. And I love your work, trust me. And I love your colors.
Oh, thank you. I never met a flower I didn't like.
Then we're good. We're a team here today. So this first piece is poppies, but you were correcting me earlier because I didn't know they weren't all poppies. So
They're not all poppies. I thought they were poppies, but I went on a mission to find what kind of flower it was. It's actually an anemone and poppies, and there's different species and varieties of both of them.
But they're gorgeous, bright, aren't they?
They are. I like how you can see through the petals with the light coming from behind, and the petal structures are different between both of them.
This next piece is the one I really, really like because I'm kind of an orange and teal person. So you got me pretty much on all your pieces. And I want to relax here. Wherever you were at, I want to be there.
It was my birthday at Crystal Cove.
Oh.
So for my birthday, a dear friend of mine took me to lunch at the Beachcomber. And we spent the day painting plein air. Plein air is when you sit and you take in the atmosphere and you paint what you see. And that particular one, I saw a lot of shadows on the tables, and I was inspired by the architecture.
And there's a lot of feeling in this one. It's like I can see the ocean, I see all the umbrellas, I see the beach. And that's the place, if I'm going to go have lunch, that's in Southern California, that's where you want to go. You just go have a glass of wine, a little bit of something to eat, hear the ocean roaring in. It's just, you captured this perfectly.
Thank you.
The next piece is like my relaxation mode.
It's mine too. It's my favorite place to go at the beach in Southern California. It's actually in Emerald Bay, and it's the northmost point. And I don't know whose cabana it is, but I want to go live there.
Oh, in other words, you don't go here.
Well, you have to get called in to go.
Oh.
It's one of those special beaches.
Ah.
So.
When you're doing watercolors, are they really wet, or do you paint a little thicker, or what is your technique on that?
I paint totally flat because the water will run, but I paint each spot individually. So I start in one place, and you have to reserve all your white. So you have to make sure that you keep your white crisp, and you layer what you want to get darker.
So you people out there, you've just learned a trick of the trade. Save the whites.
You cannot get your white back.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Oh, once it's got color, that's it. So you save that for
Yes, there's
the
no
last.
way to get the white back.
Well, let's look at this next piece and see if you can explain that to me a little bit better. Ooh,
This
tulips.
This particular piece, I went an Easter vacation in Utah, and we went on a tulip extravaganza. I can't remember the name of the place. Oh, Thanksgiving Point is a tulip harvesting company outside of Salt Lake City, and it's a compilation of about 25 photographs. So I spent the day there with our family, but it was a compiled composition as opposed to plein air.
So the background on this one, I noticed you used some salt.
I do.
You like using that?
I like the texture and the way that it diffuses the water and the molecules, and it creates kind of a spontaneous effect that's, I paint really tight, so I like to have something loose on the painting.
So it's kind of like balancing it out. Another point, everybody out there, she's teaching you about salt. So
and different salt types create different textures.
I didn't know that
there's
either.
not one.
So we're not using a salt shaker.
No.
We're using like a
Well, Yeah,
You could, but you don't.
there's sea salt, there's organic salts, the salts that they harvest from the ocean, and they all act differently.
Let's go to the next picture.
Aha.
Well, this is your number one demanded piece at a show, and I know this for a fact because I printed this in my shop so many times.
This is called Zentangle succulents, and it's actually in my front porch. The pots, if you notice, that's a layering of pots. The pots came from a house out of Emerald Bay. They were vintage from the 1920s, and I'm a junker, so I go find all kinds of weird things. So I drug them home and planted all these succulents. And one day I looked at it very differently and realized that I liked the play of all the different types of succulents. They're not all the same green, they're not all the same shape. They bloom at different times, they play off the light differently, and it's one of my favorite spots.
I've seen this piece 100 times, and I did not know there were pots in there. I did not
The shells.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that the first time because I'm looking at plants, and I love the color. It's just
So there's
perfect.
aloe vera, there's probably 10 different types of plants in there right now.
All right.
So.
I'm tangled up in it, that's for sure. But I want to thank you for coming in and sharing your art, sharing some of your little secrets with our group. And I can't wait for you to come back in with something new.
Thank you very much. I
You have a
appreciate
great
it.
day.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.